Distinguished guests and fellow citizens, thank you for being here to honor this momentous occasion. As Mayor Fugate mentioned, Theodore Roosevelt once said, "A good Navy is not a provocation to war, it is the surest guarantee of peace." This is the ethic that underlines the United States of America's effort to maintain the world's strongest military force. It's the idea of peace through strength. It's the seal of the eagle as part of our national emblem that clinches both the arrow and the olive branch, but looks toward the olive branch first. And for me, this is truly an America-inspired moment. It may be a little-known fact, but my father built Navy ships. And so as a child, I remember being able to come to these types of events and marvel at both what our nation can accomplish when we work together and also the commitment of the individuals willing to take up the call in service to our nation. And so today, as a nation, when we sometimes seem to be almost struggling with an identity crisis at times, today reminds us of what we can accomplish together. And notably today, as we wish fair winds and following seas to those who serve on the ship and to the other servicemen and women and the veterans gathered here today, your commitment reminds us that once commonly held American value that can be reclaimed in our generation today of duty and of service to a cause greater than ourselves. But I believe it's more than that. As you set sail, you are truly doing God's work. Christ reminded us in Matthew that blessed are the peacemakers, they will be called the children of God. Our ships don't sail the great seas of our world looking to pick a fight. They look to preserve the peace, to provide stability, even aid and assistance to the world. But at the same time, when evil rears its ugly head, you are also there to invoke fear on those who would seek to wrongfully disturb the peace. Scripture also talks about that other part of the mission when it tells us in Romans, "For the one in authority is God's servant for your good. But if you do wrong, be afraid. For rulers do not bear the sword for no reason. They are God's servants, agents of wrath to bring punishment on the wrongdoer." And so while you work for peace, you also bear the sword of God. And so today, to the world who appreciates the United States and all we have done to provide peace and stability, protect international trade routes, we'd like to introduce you to the USS Kingsville. And to those with evil intent who would like to disturb that peace, we can arrange a meeting with the USS Kingsville. George Washington once says, "It follows then that as certain as the night follows the day, that without a decisive naval force we can do nothing, and with it we can do everything honorable and glorious." And so thank you for those who've chosen to serve. And to the spouses and family members, loved ones with us here today, thank you for your service as well. We understand that this is a family sacrifice, and we appreciate it. We're honored by it. Thank you for having the courage and for taking up the responsibility to do it. We know that as you say goodbye to your loved ones, and as you take your post, and as you slip into the waters that will take you around the world, we want you to know that we appreciate the sacrifice, and we understand that our lives are better because of it. But we also want you to know that you do so with a cause that is just and with a heritage that is to be cherished. And let us all be reminded of what George Washington said when he said, "Let us therefore rely upon the goodness of the cause and the aid of the Supreme Being in whose hand the victory is, to animate and encourage us to great and noble actions. The eyes of our countrymen are now upon us." May God bless you. May God bless the United States Navy. May God continue to bless Texas, and God bless our beloved United States of America.